all of those racing drivers feel about being here. I'm just looking at the size and stature of these cars. We may be looking at a similar setup in terms of handling characteristics with the single seaters to some extent, not definitely on the aero side of things. I think mechanical grip
This
is
car's
more the
got
conversation.
aerodynamic efficiency of a brick. I've extensively driven a Birkin, and there's just wind. There's just wind resistance everywhere. Most of these guys, in fact, don't have the windscreen on the car, so they are getting a lot of wind buffeting.
Yes.
But that does lead to close racing, and we've seen that yesterday as the drivers now make their way onto the grid. There goes the number 79 car over there, and these drivers now make their way onto the grid. That is Norke, and we saw him yesterday getting into some thick and fast battles as they now make their way onto the grid for the start, a standing start. So once the lights go out, the drivers hit the gas, drop the clutch, and hope for the best into turn one, where I'm sure we will be seeing lots and lots of action. There goes the 21 car of Human.
I'm trying to look for Jeremy because I believe he had an engine issue. Did he have there was no damage, of course. He had an incident with Gable, but there was also an engine issue, I hear, with his car yesterday. So I hope they've overcome that and managed to get everything sorted. You've got them trying to line themselves up and get their ducks in a row in terms of the grid at the moment, because you've got the right side or R left on the screen, but the even numbers seem to be okay. The odds are now trying to line themselves up for the starting grid. Okay, we've got one of ours already ready now. The marshals are just making sure that there's enough space for them to navigate as well, because okay, it's getting better. We've got even size on both, but we're just gonna have to make sure all the classes, also it's arranged according to class as well, so that we don't have an issue in terms of scuffle and space with different performance levels. Marshals are happy, and we're gonna see our 2-minute board coming out now, and engine notes start to change.
As the revs start coming up shortly, the nerves are kicking in as the drivers feel the tingles of a race that's about to start. It is one of their final moments that they get to spend in the car for the season, so they want to make the most of it. 5 seconds to go before the lights go out. We should see the red lights up ahead. Yes, we do. And now it's go, go, go. And there goes Human and Norke just behind him on the outside over there. Are they going to be able to make the dive into turn one? The rest of the field follows on. So far, no incidents as they make their way into turn one. Human slots in behind in second position. Norke there on the outside. And as they're going to turn one, Human's going to try and make a dive, put it down the inside. Will he make it through? No, the door gets closed over there. And the door gets closed as the rest of the field make their way through. So far, so good, clean racing. And now it's just time to figure out who will be in that front bunch. Yesterday we saw 4 cars breaking away. It's going to be anybody's game at this stage.
The shape of that front three hasn't changed. We're down with Yuxke. We're going on now up into Sunset, and it's still very difficult to tell who's actually got the ascendancy. But Noke seems pretty good going into Clubhouse. They clear Sunset now, and going into Clubhouse has about a car length or so between the following two, with Finley as well as Human.
The top 4 guys have once again sort of separated themselves from the rest of the field as they make their way into the S's, and now down the S's they go. There's a 5th car in that gaggle over there. The rest of the field tightly packed together, but look at just how close the racing is up front. The 21 car in second place, Human in second place over there, goes around the outside now, but defensive goes the front running car over there. Human's going to try and make that stick around the outside. Can he do it? Oh, it's so close. Fantastic racing so far. Oh my goodness me.
Wow.
That was a little bit too close for comfort. Now through the sweep over here, the mine shaft sweep, and they try and they dare not go side by side through there.
Well, I don't think they're too afraid of the prospect of being side by side, judging by what the first lap looks like at the moment. But going into Crocodile, that front 4 again, still trying to establish who's got the ascendancy, because they look matched on pace as far as it stands. Getting that front right wheel, okay, there on that rumble strip, very close to the sausage curb, but managed to keep the car in decent position. We've got Human now a lot closer than before, so hitting that curb, maybe punishing Noke a bit now. And Human also has someone in tow there. That front 3 is not coming apart at all going into Crowthorne. Human's going to have a look down the inside. How late on the brakes this time around? Was a bit shy going into the beginning of lap 1 and has to be careful this time around. A bit of a touch there between Noke and the third runner there who I can't recognize yet. We'll clear that up for you in a moment. But in the meantime, it's getting even more exciting than lap 1. It's only building up at the moment. Noke still has the ascendancy coming out of Crowthorne going into Barbecue now. But as they approach sunset, it's again, concertinas constantly.
In second place, Jeremy in third, Noke in... Oh, side by side goes Gable and Human. It is a side-by-side battle in the front. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, as they come into that turn number 7 over there, that's Clubhouse. And side by side with Clubhouse is not a good idea. And it's even worse idea to go side by side through the S's. And they're back of now only 3 cars in the front. Something's happened to that 4th runner over there. Something's happened to what looks like Noke.
Yep.
21 car is second at the moment, so Human has gone up to second place as they make their way to the top of the hill once again. And again, these drivers are attacking. No holds barred at this stage as they make their way through down the mine shaft once again, and going defensive are both of them, because each of these drivers is either attacking or being attacked, as once again the racing continues down towards the final sector of the circuit.
Ernest, all I can think of is, why did I miss yesterday's race? Because this is incredible. But yeah, still so much for this front 3 to offer us at the moment. And we do beg your apologies. There was a bit of a mix-up there with our timing, but we're back on now. We can probably recognize exactly who's who in the zoo at the moment, and there's nothing in between that front 3. We've got 0.1 of a second or so, if time is anything to go by, but your eyes can tell you exactly how close this is. We've got Noke with the 79 in the lead, running the situation. Gable in second and Human in third. Human's been watching from a distance for, but is it Human in the front now?
Second place over there. That's Human in second place.
Okay.
And Noke in first place. Oh, Human loses a little bit under braking there, and Gable watches on. We just confirming the timekeeping over here, but yeah, Noke is Human is in second position
the 21
over there,
car.
so that must be Gable in front there. But our timing at the moment, as I said, is...
Yeah, it's Noke in third, Human in second, and Gable out in the lead.
Okay,
yeah.
So we've got Noke in third place there, just behind Human. But Gable somehow managing to fend off Human. Human did make a small mistake, but it does look like he has the pace going through the lap. I think it's a matter of time before Human gets within that striking distance as the rest of the field comes up. Gable goes defensive now. And Gable goes defensive over there as Human in second place tries to attack.
He's got 6 laps to attack, and 6 laps really seems like a long time. Now, as they clear the S, as you can see, Gable going all, he's committing to that curb. He really doesn't mind. He's got that signature dink from yesterday's coming together with, was it Falconer? No, it wasn't. It was Jeremy. It was Jeremy that he came together with. He's got that dink, and you can see why he'd be in a position to get a dink on his car. He doesn't mind racing.
Yeah. No, not at all, but none of these guys seem to mind at all. They don't mind getting close. There's no paint swapping happening here because there's not much paint to swap. All you can do is get close, because if wheels touch, you've got big problems. And now we see them making their way to the end of the lap. And Gable, Human, Noke, the 3 front runners at the moment. Findlay further back, Faulkner in Class B in 5th place. Faulkner having won the championship 2 years ago. I'm surprised to not see him right up front, although he did mention he hasn't been competing much this year. So he big sideways moment on the exit there. He hasn't competed much this year.
Not at all. And someone who's not competing much at now is Findlay. Findlay seemed to be in the mentions in that front 4, front 5 earlier on, and now he's falling away. What happened there?
Yeah,
I do wonder. But a side-by-side between Human and Gable. Who's laid on the brakes? It is Gable. He managed to keep it, but Human now has to compromise and take the curb at turn 1.
Yeah, so we've got now the 99 car of Gable in front. We've got Human just slotting in behind them. The two of them are going at it, hammer and tongs, as they say. And down now towards the sweep, sunset sweep, and thankfully no sunset in these guys' eyes at the moment. If they can make it through here without any hassles, it's into the left-hander and through the S's, but we've seen it's been close, especially here, and this is one of the overtaking moments here. Will he make the move? Is Human going to be able to attack in that section. No, he's not. And here, once again, I think he's close enough and I think he's fast enough. He's just got to find that moment to get past.
He is. It looks like he found a 10th there by going a bit wider and going a bit wider right at Clubhouse in particular. It seems to have helped him and given him some drive, and that's all paid off through the S's and going away all the way up to Loikorp. Looking like they could have been side by side, but he's backed off a bit, not quite worth the commitment as yet, and he may be very well cognizant. He is cognizant of the fact that we've got 5 more laps, so he's just trying to study maybe and see where Gable's giving him a gap, and then he can optimize between now and checkered flag falling.
Yeah, well, it is about who wins the race on the last lap, isn't it? It's still 5 laps to go, and if he can apply pressure now and just wait for that moment to attack, then that's what he needs to do. It is a game of strategy. It's a thinking man's game. So let's see who will be able to outsmart who, as both of them, Gable and Human, get a little bit squirrely over there as they cross paths with the big sausage curb. 21 car still in second place with Human there. That's Gable in first position. Third place, Nokai now just out of reach as they cross the line, and there goes Gable into the distance. Human trying to hold on with the slipstream. Human now going around the outside. Once again, we will surely see an attack here. First goes outside. Is he going to duck back inside? I think that's the move to do here, but just not close enough is the 21 car. The third place man, okay, now watching on, hoping that the two will tussle with each other and somehow manage to draw him closer. But I've got to say, Gable driving a fine race at this stage with the best time of 202.3. Second place with a time of 202.5, third with a 202.8. So all of them setting their fastest lap times at this stage, but the rest of the field just not.
Human down the inside on Gable.
Down the inside, side by side, and this is the spot we were talking about. This is where the overtaking opportunity is. He closes the door. He closes the door. And it looks like the 21 cars made it past. Oh, side by side now. And who's going to make it into the S's first? Gable retakes the lead. Gable retakes the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Gable retakes it. Can you believe that? The 21 cars slot back into position. I thought that overtaking move was done for sure.
There's something about going wider out at Clubhouse, because Human found the same drive in the previous lap and sort of threatened Gable, but didn't quite commit going up into Loikorp. Gable did the same thing and made it stick, despite the fact that he had lost pace and compromised his line when Human went down the inside at the end of Sunset.
It
so
is.
Something about Clubhouse.
Here's a big battle happening over here. Big battle happening over here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars fighting for position, and this is what we've come to see. And again, side by side through the S's. This is not going to end well, or will it? 2 cars battle through the S's over here. That is the number 55 car gets overtaken by 2 other cars, unfortunately. And that is Dunford. Yeah, Dunford gets overtaken by 2 cars. The Toy, Maxwell, Oliver, all in the mix there. As we cut back to your leaders now. The position fight for 1 and 2 is still on between Gable and Human with just 4 laps to go and now 3 laps to go as they cross the line, making their way now towards the first turn at Kyalami Grand Prix circuit. And Human looking all over the place here, back, forth, left and right, ducking and diving inside and out as he tries to find a way past. Can he do it? And up on that back non-existent bumper is our man Human as Gable tries to defend off yet another attack that's been unrelenting since the start of this race.
Yeah, Gable's bumper living up to its namesake. Gable's also showing his what for now I want to call a PhD in car placement. He hasn't set a wheel wrong, and you can see it's getting Human out of shape. He doesn't know quite where to place his car turn 1, which arguably is a decent enough, wide enough area for you to try and get an overtaking move going. Here we go. If you go right, you have a good drive. So watch Human going away all the way into Loikorp. He's going to have a very good drive.
That was very clever.
Coming out of that, yeah.
That was very clever of Gable over there. He turned left and didn't go wide so that...
he blocks off Human.
Blocked him off, yeah.
Very
because
smart.
it's, as you said, car placement.
Yeah.
Car placement is so important. Oh, that's the moment. That's the moment right there that could cost Gable the lead. Human now goes down the outside towards the tree, towards the top of Loikorp. I think he might just have enough if he's brave enough on the brakes. Will he do the undercut? And this gives our third place man, okay, now a little bit of more, the ability to get a little bit closer. And there's the oversteer moment. You really got to watch out for the oversteer exit on these cars. You lose a lot of time that way.
Really happy Riaz, and I've been watching Noke in the meantime all this battle, but we're going to come to Noke in a moment. It's so Gable and Human. There's something about the exits of these cars that is quite interesting to observe. If you look, Gable's line in particular now, going out onto the curb. He tries to smoothen it out a bit, but he can't this time around and go out too wide because he's got Human to worry about. They like to go out all the way onto the curb in the rumble strip at Crocodile, and it gives them a better line. But if you're in racing action like Gable is now, you can't really use the maximum of the circuit.
Yeah, we're watching the front runners now, but if you look further down on those timing sheets, you see Hepburn, the Toy, all fighting for position. You've got Favo and Dunford fighting for position. You've got Rip and De Silva also having big battles further down the order. But the battle we're looking at here is Human now around the outside. This could be it once again. I've said it so many times. Oh, they almost touch wheels there. Gable with a move to go defensive. Gable's gone deep, but Human cannot make it count. Gable
is smart.
He's smart.
Gable is very smart because an up and under is so possible at turn 1, but what he does, he delays his turn in. He goes in so deep that it neutralizes Human's attempt to do that.
I feel like Gable is really playing the smart game in front here, and he's quite the tactician, whereas Human is attacking. I think now with 2 laps to go, this is where it comes down to, because oftentimes people talk about the fact that the pressure is mounting.
Yeah.
I don't believe that pressure mounts. Pressure is pressure, and it's there lap after lap. So let's see if our man Gable can treat each lap as an individual lap and not let that pressure mount, as they say.
Yeah, compartmentalize everything. So it's really starting afresh every single time. And he's literally doing the same thing. It's just textbook car placement. Did the exact same move at Clubhouse for the past 2 or 3 laps now. And he's managed to defend Human time and time again. Human's really going to have to find a new route around the circuit because Gable's really not letting or giving an inch for him to get by. In the meantime, Noke seems to have, I think, accepted and conceded the position he's in at the moment. It really looked like he could run with them maybe 4 laps ago, but Gable and Human, despite the fact that they were fighting, really started to shave away the lap time. They're sitting in the 2-minute 3s, 3 dead.
2-minute 3s.
Yeah, around that mark.
The front group guys are about on that pace, 2:04, 2:05 for the guys further down the field. Faulkner with a 2:04.9. He is currently in 5th position. And now there is a slight gap as we head down to the final lap of the race, and maybe we can have a look at one of those battles further back if possible, because until maybe Human makes another attack
exactly.
on that front position. A 2:01.6 for Gable, so Gable now really truly has dropped the hammer.
Yeah,
Gable really now truly has dropped the hammer much faster than anybody else on the grid at the moment. And look at that wide line over there as Human now unfortunately just not able to capitalize on that. I don't think he's going to be able to get within striking distance now on this final lap.
Yeah, and he went a bit too aggressive on the exit at Crowthorne there, and he lost the rear bit. It's only now starting to come undone towards the end, but he's really held in and stayed with that fight for the duration of the race with Gable. But Gable, again, like I said, has just a PhD in car placement.
Yeah.
And he hasn't set a wheel wrong the entire race.
Jeff Stable Gable, they call him, in the lead of this race at the moment, with Andre Human in 2nd place over there. We got JP Norke in 3rd position, and that is what your top 3 winners look like in the Lotus Challenge race number 2 of the weekend. It's been an exciting Lotus Challenge event, and look at that. There's a little bit of damage at the back there. That might be from yesterday's shunt on the main straight.
It is from yesterday's shunt, yeah. And the person he was in the shunt with, that is Jeremy, has an equal, I suppose if that's the female bump or dink, then
equal and opposite
on the front of his car. Exactly. So yeah, there's balance in this universe, the little Lotus universe.
Indeed, Jeff Gable leads us off on the final couple of corners of race number 2. He will, if everything goes according to plan in that number 99 car, make his way across the checkered flag in moments from now. Human, Findlay, Faulkner, Hodgson, Maxwell, Oliver Hepburn, the Toy make up your top 10 with close racing all over the circuit. Unfortunately, we didn't get to show all the racing because we've been following this battle up front, but hopefully those that want to see it are here at the circuit and can see it for themselves. But for now, the moment belongs to Jeff Stable Gable as he crosses the line in 1st place, followed by Andre Human, JP Norke in 3rd position. And that is what your top 3 looks like in the Lotus Challenge 2nd race of the day. The rest of the field now makes their way through, and as you can see, close battles all the way down the field. Every racer, every mechanic, every team has a story to tell. Speaking of stories to tell, across the line, something's gone on one of the cars just across the line there. Luckily, that happened right then and there because, yeah, it looked like something on the engine actually went.
Yeah, it looks
Hopefully
like
no oil on the circuit.
yeah, threaded to match the number of laps possibly. That's really right down to the last lap across the checkered flag.
Literally.
But there was some excitement with the number 55 of Dunford as well. Dunford, Reap, and Da Silva made a number of places during the course of the race. I think there's our car on the side. Isn't that Falconer? That, if I'm not, no, that's not Falconer. That's number 2. Falconer's number 1. That is Hodgson, who's the number 2.
Hodgson's actually in the number 1 car. Hodgson's
Number
in
2,
the-
yeah, it is Falconer.
It is Falconer.
Yeah, it is Falconer on the
It
side.
is
Something
Falconer.
went there, and it looked like one of his wheels wasn't sitting quite correctly as the remainder. the class.
So maybe it wasn't engine smoke, it could have been a wheel touch.
Yeah.
Faulkner did mention to us that he hasn't spent that much time in the series this year. So if that means that he missed a lot of races, he's prepped for this one because he wanted to do this one. As there goes the 99 car, Stable Gable gives the crowd a bit of a wave there, and he must be very happy with his performance.
And I like that you mentioned the crowd. It tells you people are eager to be here for today. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
you still have a chance to rush to getting your tickets, get to the gates. We've already opened, we've already welcomed a number of fans, and they've chosen their positions across some of the grandstands and across the track around different positions for the general access ticket. Of course, you can bring your gap chair, cooler box, your whole family set up and enjoy yourself for an awesome day of racing that we have in store for you. We've come and seen the single-seater challenge first of all. We just wrapped up the Lotus challenge right now, and in the single-seaters there was plenty of excitement and things to talk about
We
there.
saw Gerber's car
Yeah.
having an incident on the last lap, and I've just got footage of that car now. And the arms in front, as you can see, I'm showing my co-commentator here. The arms are all bent up, out of shape. Back wheel is curb rashed. That's the front wheel, so
Yep.
yeah, front wheel.
Front
got
left,
some-
yeah.
Front left got some curb rash on there, so clearly a big shunt, completely bent. And at this stage, the murmurs in the pits are that they might not have, or they're not sure if they have the requisite spares to make this problem go away.
Oh, jeez, and if you're looking at the rods there, I believe the terms are push rod and pull rod. That is looking like spaghetti rods at the moment. Like, it's all twisty.
Bolognese.
Bolognese. Exactly. So
Now
hope
that's
things-
all I'm picturing now. You
Yeah.
know that, right?
Yeah.
Metal bolognese. Unfortunately, the order of the day for some of the drivers today. We're going to be doing a swap over now shortly as our two co-commentators join us. There are your results for the Lotus Challenge Race 2. It is in front. We got Stable Gable, Human in second place, Noke in third place, and Finley in fourth. Thomas Faulkner, your 2022 champion, gets fifth place. Nick Hodgson, your current champion, gets sixth place, surprisingly. I'd love to find out from Nick where some of that pace is, because I know that these guys are incredibly fast, but they are in two different classes, though, Faulkner and Hodgson. Hodgson in class L, so it would make sense that he's quite a bit slower. Faulkner, Finley, Noke, Human and Gable in class B, which is the slightly faster of the two Lotus classes. But either way, action aplenty in the Lotus Challenge.
You enjoy that too?
Oh yeah, I did.
I should have filmed you jumping up and down in your chair. Of course, it's a real privilege for us to be here. So thanks, Ernest.